All right, hello class. Welcome to week 7, round 2. Sorry for the confusion on this week's video. The one I uploaded on Monday apparently did not have sound when it was finally processed through YouTube. So hopefully this one will work out a little bit better. All right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through obviously the weekly tasks. Now that we're on Thursday, we should kind of already be in the middle of what you're doing. But if you haven't started yet, if you're primarily work at the end of the week, then I will guide you through some of the things that we have to do. Now, what you're going to see here in a minute is there are a couple assignments that you have due on Sunday, none of which are very difficult. They're extensive, but they are assignments that are going to set you up to do really well in your literature review. And so let's go ahead and take a look. So we'll go to our weekly assignments tab. Here we go. Go down here. We are on week 7. All right, so I'll remove this video and post the correct one in the same spot. So just ignore that for now. All right, so there's a couple things we've got going on this week. We've got a reading out of the Wadsworth Guide to Research, Chapter 7, Understanding Plagiarism and Integrating Sources. Now, what this is going to do is really going to help you kind of brush up on your the reasons that we do citations and things like that. If you have any questions about that, because the literature review is so focused in on citations, this is a really good chapter to review right now because it will make sure that you are doing all of the right things to give credit to the authors that you're actually studying, and so you can avoid all those kind of the pitfalls of plagiarism and things like that. Also, you'll see that I've got optional group conferences. However, since it's already kind of close to the end of the week, we're running out of time for those. But you know what? Like I say in every video, I'm always here to Skype or do conferences. It doesn't matter, when, as long as you set up with me a few days in advance. I am happy to sit down and talk with you guys in whatever fashion you want. We could always open up like a Google Doc together and kind of go through and take a look at a document, at the same time, or we can just talk via Skype. So there's lots of ways that we could do that would, whatever is easiest for you. Now, you should also be starting to read and kind of acquaint yourself with the text that you've been gathering through your research. These are the texts we'll be using for the literature review, obviously, as well as to begin to upload your Project 3B, your multimodal presentation. Now, what I'm going to do after this video goes live is I'm going to go into your peer groups. I'm going to put a folder there that will say Project 3B. And so you can upload a link or a file to your presentation just like you do for your rough drafts. And so basically, this is the first week that you can start to do that. So you've got, I think, 2 weeks to do that and to make comments and things like that. And so this is kind of the first round of, upload these when you get them done, and that way your group can start to make comments on them, ask questions and things like that. And if you are still kind of lost on what to do for that video, go back to the last video I posted, the 3B walkthrough, and you'll see that it is very much work in progress. Like research in progress, it's supposed to be kind of that casual conversational tone as you talk through some of your research. So take a look at the example that I posted and let me know if you do have any more questions. Then you've got 2 things due at the end of the week. You've got Blog 5, which is information visualization. Now, I'll go through that in a second, as well as annotated bibliography. So let me start there. So if you've never done an annotated bibliography, essentially what it is, it's a fleshed out works cited page. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking the text, at least 6 texts that you've gathered so far through your research into the topic that you're interested in. You're going to be writing 2 paragraphs for each text. Now what you'll do is you'll have a works cited entry. We can actually take a look here. You'll have your citation, and then under that citation you'll have 1 brief paragraph. So we can look. So citation, and then we have 1 brief paragraph that just summarizes the source, and then 1 brief paragraph that talks through how you see this fitting into your project. So again, next source, citation, summary, application. So basically what I mean by application is I want you to start to think about how you see each source fitting into the overall project. So for example, you could say, like, look, this source is about X, and I see this kind of talking to these other sources that I found. Or this source is about Y, and I see it kind of explaining the history of the topic, whatever it is. So there's no wrong answers. There's no wrong way to do it, as long as you are giving me a brief paragraph summary and a brief paragraph of how you see it fitting into your project for each source. And that's what an annotated bibliography is. Now, what's really useful about doing this is that this is modeling and setting you up and allowing you to practice the exact things that you're going to have to do in your literature review. So now we can go to Blog 5. So Blog 5 is what we're calling information visualization. Now what this means is essentially you're going to be drawing a map of how you see these sources fit together. And the reason that we do this is because a lot of times having to think about this project in various different ways besides just writing often helps students better grasp what their job is, what how their research fits together. And so it's a really good, effective, but also quick and kind of time-saving way to think through all of the research that you've been gathering so far. And so for this blog, you're going to upload a link or a file of of the visualization that you're going to create that helps you think through and demonstrate how the text you're working with speak to each other. And so what that means is we can go here to this little link that I posted, and this will give you an example. So this is what I'm talking about when I say information visualization. It's a word map, essentially, or a word cloud. Now, if we take a look at this one, you'll see it's a really good example. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to draw a map similar to this. And how you'll do it is you'll put your main topic up here. What is the main topic that's grounding your research? Whether it's, gender and nursing, or whether it's, a teacher retirement, or whatever it is you're interested in. You'll put your main topic up here. And then by now, as I kind of talk through in that walkthrough of the literature review, you'll probably see that each of these sources are starting to focus in on kind of a subcategory, whether it's like the history of the issue, potential solutions to the issue, stuff like that. And I want you to start to group those together. So what are some of the subtopics that you see stemming off of this main topic, right? So once you've got that topic, subtopic, and then all you're going to do is draw a little line down that lists the author or authors that are discussing this kind of subtopic. And so, for example, in that sample literature review that I posted, you'll notice that author had a couple different topics, and one of which was the history. So through their research, they found that history was a big deal for the topic of like female jazz musicians. And then what they did is they would have done jazz music, or female contributions, history, then just list the authors that are dealing with the history. And so that's all you're doing for your research. And so you might be gender and nursing, you might be history of the issue, and then boom, 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 here are the authors that are talking about the history. And so all this means is that you'll, at the end of this, have a really brief, quick, kind of hand-drawn bubble map that groups authors together based on the way that they're approaching the issue. And so what this will do for you is it will help you understand how you might group these texts together when you actually start to write the literature review. And so that's why we do this visual map, because it's a really easy way to see how all of these sources fit together. And so you can do this any way you want. You can hand draw it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it with your phone and upload a JPEG, or you can do it in Paint and upload the file that way. Whatever it is you want to do, there's no wrong way. You can do it in Word and upload like a Word document. You can draw things in Word. Whatever works for you, it really doesn't matter to me how you upload it. Just make sure that you're uploading some sort of visual map of your research. Okay. So those are the things that are due this week. You've got your annotated bibliography and your information visualization. So let me know if you have any questions on those. And what I want you to keep doing is keep consulting the walkthrough of the literature review that I put up last week, I think, as well as the walkthrough of Project 3B, because those will really answer a lot of questions. All right, so the last thing that I want to do is go over the next few weeks and just kind of see what's coming up. And so as I said, this is the first week that you can start to upload your Project 3Bs, and I'll activate those folders tonight. And then you'll see if we look forward to next week, we're going to continue, but you also have a draft of your literature review due, and so that'll be up in the same place, same thing, you just upload a rough draft. And then if we go into week 9, which is 2 weeks away, you'll see that Wednesday is the last day to upload 3B, and the reason that I have it due, at this point is because as I said, this should be kind of a trial run for your actual literature review, and so you can kind of make sure that you have that done before you have to finish your literature review, and then your literature review will be due that around that time as well. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, please email me. But other than that, focus on getting your annotated bibliography done. Focus on getting your blog done, and feel free to schedule a conference with me, whatever you want to do to help you kind of talk through these things. If you want me to post, more videos about either of the projects, I'm happy to do that. Just, let me know what you're struggling with. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, thanks. Bye.